Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. I've had a tremendous day today so far. I'm back again with video number 7 in my 10-part series. It's called The Top 10 Ways to Make Money with Real Estate. Okay, guys, this is going to be awesome. I'm telling you, if you haven't watched the first 6, take a few minutes right now to go back, and you should see them in chronological order on YouTube or even on Facebook, but preferably YouTube, okay? So if you follow me on YouTube, take a minute right now, stop what you're doing. And if you're on the main page, you're going to look down, if you're on my regular page, you're going to look to my left, which is your right here. Click on that little red button, right beside it, there's a little bell. Click on both of those. You'll subscribe, and any new content that I have, you'll be able to have access to it. If you're seeing me on YouTube or any of the other Facebook or Twitter, and you're on the regular pages where it's not really on my subscription page, you're going to look down in the description. You'll see a link to my channel. The channel is going to take you to my actual page, and you're going to do exactly what I just told you to do, okay? I'm looking forward to bringing you the best content that I possibly can, and I want to make sure that I give you quality, content-rich facts and strategies and methodologies that's going to get you results, not just mere talk. Okay, you guys ready? Let's do it. Number 7, my favorite, how to be successful with fix and flips. That's right. Write that down. Take a minute. Okay. I have one of these. I always do this over and over again because it's, we all learn by repetition. Write it down. How to make money, how to be successful at fix and flips. A lot of us, we watch TV all day long, some of us, right? Especially in the pandemic when you're stuck at home and, some of you lost your jobs and, stay focused. Even if you lose your job, don't lose your mind. Continue to develop your mind and grow your mind. More opportunities will come your way. But if you're home all the time, or if you have a lot of free time, and you want to watch content on things that you want to do, like fix and flip, because a lot of people want to get into it, but they haven't really done the research. And you're watching TV shows on, your home HDTV, you see all these shows, and these people are making $50,000 and $60,000 and $70,000 on a fix and flip. Sometimes they make $100,000. You're like, how do they do that? It's possible. You have to strategize, okay? And I'm going to tell you what you need to do it. You can do it. It's not as easy as it looks on television. I'm not going to sit here and sell you a pie in the sky system, because there's work involved. And I always say this, don't cheat this system. It will never work. You have to abide by the rules of the game, just like the NBA. You can't go in the NBA and, you're hacking someone, you're punching them. You're going to get kicked out of the league, right? It's not going to be just a foul. It's going to be a flagrant foul. You're going to be ejected. You can't do that. You can defend, but you cannot hack someone. Or you cannot, double dribble with the basketball. They're going to say, turn the ball, turnover. Right? You're going to be kicked out of that game. You're not going to be successful. You got to play by the rules of the game. You have to pass the ball. You have to play team ball, right? You have to you have to give the good jump shot, right? You can slam dunk a certain way. You just can't hang on the rim, right? You can't be selfish and all those things. It's a game. That's the same thing with real estate. And you have to play by the rules of it. Fix and flip is no different. That's a part of the real estate game that takes a specific niche. It's a specific niche and a specific skill set and a specific team you have to build to be successful with it. Here's what you need. Here's what I'm going to recommend, okay? I'm going to go over these and I'm going to explain them to you. In this world of internet that we have and all the products and services that we can get online, the best way to get good deals is with, my opinion, I'm talking from experience and from mentorship and from not just mentorship and experience, but I always try to come with some of the research that I've done. All right. What I'm going to recommend is software. That's number 1. Good software. Okay. I'm going to talk about those, which ones I recommend in a moment. Secondly, a good contractor that can come in and fix up the property fairly quickly, that can meet deadlines. Number 3, a hard money lender that can give you at least 70% LTV on a property. And in most cases, they're willing to throw in enough money for rehab, to rehab the property, to fix it up. That's what I recommend. Number 4, a real estate broker who's wholesaler friendly. I say this all the time. Having the right real estate broker on your team can make and break deals. I mean, you can get a lot more deals done when you have them on your team. You don't necessarily have to have them, but it's a good idea to have them if you can negotiate sometimes with them with points and, the spread on the profits of the deals and, because they know people. It's good to have them. Number 5. Joint venture with a person who's in one of the hottest cities in the U.S. to do a fix and flip, because fix and flip is a little more hands-on. And because of what's going on with COVID and some other things, you might be in a city that's dead when it comes to fix and flip. I'll give you an example. I grew up in a small town called Providence or Lake Butler. Providence is a subdivision of Lake Butler. The whole county, Union County, only has like 3,000 or 4,000 people in it. Providence probably has a couple hundred, maybe 1,000. Lake Butler has maybe 2,000. How many fix and flips am I going to do in a small town like that? That's where I grew up. I live in Covington, Georgia, which is about 30 minutes from Atlanta, Georgia, downtown Atlanta. And I'm in Atlanta, different places all the time. This is a bigger area to find more fix and flip. But even Atlanta, Georgia is not the hottest place in the country. One of the hottest places right now is Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas. So my advice to you is to find out, try to network, go to Craigslist and Facebook and other places, join groups that are in the hottest cities like Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas, find other wholesalers or other people in real estate that you can connect with. So when you find a good deal in that region through your software, you guys can bounce off of each other. You guys can make money together on deals. All right. And lastly, you need to understand the 70-30 rule. I talked about that, I think, on video number 3 and video number 4, one of those two, when I was talking about understanding no, I said that wrong. That was in an earlier video when I was talking about double closings, the 70-30 rule. I think that's video number 1. But you need to understand numbers when you start talking about, I want to make $20 or $30 or $50,000 on a fix and flip. So let's recap. Software, contractor, hard money lender, real estate broker who's wholesaler friendly, and you need someone to JV with in a city that's hot with fix and flip, and you need to know the 70-30 rule. All right, so number 1, softwares I recommend, and I know these guys personally. I know the guy that started Privy. His name is Benson Warheads. I think he's out of Texas. I'm not sure, but I know, he's out of Colorado, and I've been knowing him a long time. I haven't talked to him in a while, but he has a software that he put together 4 or 5 years ago. It's been really successful. He was a broker for a long time, and he thought about ways that he could help the average investor find good off-market deals. He's put a lot of time and money into this software, and it's awesome. I mean, you basically go in there and you plug in an area, you go to the map and you type in Dallas, Texas, and he has a software that goes in Dallas and can show you live updates on where investors, the last 100 deals that were done in Dallas, Texas, whether it was north, south, east, or west, he can pinpoint, show you on the map where the deals were, what the investor picked the property up for, and he also shows you, how much they put into the property and turned around and sold it for, what kind of profit was in it. You can see up to date, you get all of these these comps, live. And then on top of that, they can show you where deals are in the same area that are just popping up out of nowhere, and you can get access to those deals. So Privy is really, really good for that. All right. Also, I'm ahead of myself here, but if you know a good broker, sometimes they can get you what they call the comparative market analysis. I have someone that's in Tampa. I always bring her up. Her name is Carrie Ann Ellison. She was with RE/MAX for a long, long time, but she can get those comparative market analysis anywhere in the country to let me sniff out a good deal. But this is another good thing you can do with software. Software gets you the same, sometimes better, even better results, more up to date. Another software is PropStream. Now, I know the guy over there too. I haven't really used PropStream as much, but he gave me a thorough demonstration on how it works. And let me tell you, it's pretty cool. I like it. I recommend that you guys use that. Those two are the best, two of the best. Where you go in there and good properties pop up as they come in, live updates, and not old stuff, because sometimes by the time, you find a deal and it's been daisy chained and 5 other investors have it, by the time you get to it, the price has changed, somebody has it under contract. Well, with software, it's more live, up to date. So you get those deals and you can pick out, I want that deal, I want to put that property under contract. Again, if you're gonna buy a property, it's best to have, in these kind of situations, because it goes so fast, if you have cash, it's even better, right? But if you don't have cash, you're going to need a hard money lender. We're going to talk about that in a moment. But secondly on this list, we're talking about a good contractor. We want to make sure you get somebody who you can rely on. When you get that property, they can come in and start working right away, give you a good estimate. Sometimes, as soon as you you sign the contract, you can have them come in, and within 4 or 5 hours, not even that much, 2 or 3 hours, they can come in and say, hey, this needs to be fixed. This is what it's going to cost. You need someone who's very, they meet deadlines better than most, because some of these guys, they'll come in and tell you it's going to take 3 weeks and it takes 2 months. They need to be very efficient. Okay. You get one of these guys that they know what they're doing. They can meet deadlines. You can make a ton of money because they're reliable, resourceful, and they're bankable. Okay. Sometimes may take you a couple of years to find a really good contractor that can come in there that can really fix things up and get things done. And they're reasonable, okay? You know exactly what you're gonna be spending with them. Number 3, hard money lender. Now, some hard money lenders, they're really good for giving you the 70% loan to value, 65% loan to value, but some of them will not give you the extra money to fix up the property. Some will. Okay, my advice to you would be to, I would use Craigslist. Craigslist is really good. Go in there and just type in hard money lender needed, and you'll see a whole list of them come up. You got to call every one of them. But if you can get the one that'll say, hey, listen, I'll give you 65% loan to value, and I see what, the ARV looks really, really good, I'll give you an extra 20 or 30 to fix it up. Sometimes what they'll do, or 50,000 to fix it up. What they'll do sometimes is they'll say, listen, we'll give you the money. We're not going to give it to you up front. But once the property's fixed up, out of your own pocket, save all the receivable, all what you paid the contractor, and we will come back and we will reimburse you after the fact. Some of them do that. That's a good way to do it too. But sometimes, if you're starting out, you may not have that money to invest and then get your money on the back end. You may not have it. So if you don't, you got to keep looking until you find somebody that's willing to put that money in there. Normally that comes through relationship. The longer you've been with them, if you've been fixing flipping with them 4 or 5 deals, they trust you, they know you, they'll give you what you need. They'll say, hey, Jimmie, whatever you want, you got it. All right. Real estate broker, the best thing to do, again, I use Craigslist a lot. You can use newspapers, but just start talking to people. Go in there, on Craigslist, put an ad out and say, hey, listen, I'm looking for a wholesaler-friendly broker because I'm looking to do some wholesale deals in Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas, or Tampa Bay, Florida. I need someone who's wholesaler-friendly. Contact me. Is a very important one. JV with someone in one of the top few cities that's doing fix and flip. Find someone else, like another sometimes real estate brokers are doing wholesale deals. I said this on another video, and I think you guys should know this. Several states now are saying, they're starting to it's becoming a law, and it started about a year ago back in Illinois, and the other states are catching up. If you don't have a license, you cannot do wholesaling in certain states like Illinois, etc. So again, dealing with a broker, they can help you circumvent that. They can work things out. They can work with you on certain deals in certain cities, and you're not breaking the law because they're licensed. So you can joint venture and do some deals with them, but you have to have them in part of the deal. You got to work something out with them. But you got to find someone who you can trust, who's reliable, who's accountable, who's not going to screw you over. And when you do that, sometimes they know all these other people, like the contractors and the hard money lenders. But you're going to need someone like that, especially if you're doing it in a city that's far from you. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. I mean, I got to really completely trust somebody in Miami, Florida to do fix and flip. And I need to know that person in business, how they work. Are they reliable? Are they trustworthy before I start making connections and connecting them to my sources? But you need someone like that that's going to help you. So we're just about done here. Number 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 actually. Number 6, the 70-30 rule. Okay, I talked about this again too. So let's recap this really quick on the 70-30 rule. You need to know your numbers. I need to make sure that when I fix that property up, I can turn around. Now, if I'm fixing and flipping, here's the thing about fix and flip. If I'm fixing and flipping, I'm not really selling it to another investor in most cases. I'm going to be selling it to a regular end buyer. When I say end buyer, I mean like a regular person with a family or something like that. It's not like selling it to another wholesaler. So whenever you're selling it to another wholesaler or another broker, there needs to be more meat on the bones. But if you're selling it to someone on the end, you still want to make sure that you can make enough profit where it's worth it. Let me just give you a basic scenario. I see a property on the market. It's worth $100,000. I want to make myself $30,000 on it. Okay. It needs $30,000 worth of work. For me to make money on that deal, I need to pick it up for like $40,000. $40,000. That's what I got to pay. I got to turn around and put $30,000 into it, which takes me to $70,000. Right. And then if I put it on the market for $100K, I'll make a $30,000 profit. So I put 70% out of my pocket. I made 30% put in my pocket. 70-30 rule. 40,000 plus 30,000 is 70,000, which is the 70% that I came up with as an investor. Had to come out of my pocket, or I got the money borrowed, whatever. And then I put on the market and made 100,000 gross. Profit was 30,000 that I put in my pocket, which is the other 30%, 70-30 rule. That's how it works. $200,000 property, $80,000 was what I need to pay out of pocket. I can only put another 50 or 60,000 into it. So, so I'm at 140, put on the market and sell it for 200, put 60 in my pocket, 70-30, right? It has to be enough in there for us to make some good money. Some investors, don't really care about that. They'll get a property and make 20%, profit, or 15%, depending on how desperate they. When you're first starting, sometimes you just want to get deals done. But the more mature you get at this, you want to make sure it's worth it. Most of us don't want to sell for less than 30% profit back in the pocket. Once you get all those things together, you're going to be very, very successful at fix and flip. All right. The last thing I would tell you about fix and flip is, it's if you can do 5 of them a year, that's averaging, one every 2 to 3 months, right? 2 to 3 months. There's only 12 months in a year. All right. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So if you do one every 2 months, in 10 months, you'll get 5 done. But you got to save space in there. That's save space for a month or two, a couple of weeks for things to go back, because things happen. If things get delayed, their property's on the, you fix it up in 2 weeks and it doesn't sell for 8 weeks. So now you, instead of 2 months, it took you 10 weeks. So you got to understand there's work that's involved. But if you're patient enough and you do 5 deals a year, and let's say you make $30,000 per deal, that's pretty good. That's $150K. 5 deals times $30,000. 5 deals times $100,000, $150,000. No matter how much you chop it up. Some attorneys don't make that. Some real estate brokers don't make that. Okay, most school teachers don't make that. Some college professors don't make that. So be patient in this business. Do these methods. Take your time. You're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna fall down. Keep getting back up. Guys, I got up about 90 times in my life. Corporation after corporation, business after business, job after job. And I'm 45 years old. In the last couple of years, I began to find success. So all those other years were just practicing for the greater good, for my future, where I'm going. Have the same mentality. This is a marathon, not a sprint. You cannot cheat the system. Play by the rules of the game. Take the mentorship that I'm giving you so it can help you circumvent the learning curve, but you're still going to have issues. You're still going to make mistakes. But apply what you hear, okay? You guys are awesome. I mean, I couldn't ask for a better audience, okay? I'll see you at the top on the next video. Take care.